Well, it is time for another segment of Ask the Trooper with Trooper Ryan Davis from Louisiana State Police, Troop F. And as always, he's going to be giving us some safety tips, but it is actually fall break happening here in the RCLMS coming soon. So thank you so much for joining me here this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what are some things that people need to keep in mind as, you know, kids are going to be out of school, they're going to be out on the roads. So what are some things people need to know?
So my kids immediately this morning reminded me, hey, can I take off Friday? Fall break starts soon. So they're super excited to be outside.
Yeah.
The weather's starting to get great. So I would expect to have more traffic.
Right.
Also during fall break is a common time where families like to travel. So more vehicles on the roadway. A little less congestion in the early morning because school will be out, but I would expect to see families traveling. Kids out and about after the morning rush, you know, going and enjoying themselves, visiting with friends, so more traffic. So with that traffic, it's going to be a lot of teen drivers. Teen drivers are terrifying. I have one.
Hey, I was. Yeah.
Everyone needs to be aware of that. They're going to be out in force coming up this weekend and next week. So, you know, the big three, never drive impaired, seat belts, speed, but I really want our area listeners to be mindful of kids being out, bicycles, playing catch, driving around, riding four-wheelers. Parents, if your kids do ride side-by-sides and four-wheelers, I know we're a rural area, and common historically was for kids to drive on roads, but four-wheelers are not legal or lawful to be driven on the road. If your kids are riding bikes and the appropriate ages, we want them to wear helmets.
Definitely.
And then side-by-sides especially, seat belts if they're going to be in a side-by-side.
Definitely. And so I feel like I always ask this whenever we're talking about, you know, a lot of kids are going to be out of school, but you kind of already touched on it, that a lot of kids are going to be out on their bikes or maybe out playing in the yard. How important is it for them to have an adult, you know, supervising them at all times? What are all of the things that people need to know?
Correct, especially young children.
Yes, yeah.
They're really quick. Once they start walking, toddlers move so fast, and in the blink of an eye, they can move from your immediate area. So we want to make sure that our young kids, when they are outside, are going to have supervision. And an older sibling is not always the greatest supervision, especially when they're little, and the older siblings are still maturing. So we want to have adult supervision of our little ones outside.
Absolutely.
Or inside, really.
Hey,
if they're not at school, they got busy minds and busy hands. So they need to be entertained and with great overwatch.
I remember how I was during these breaks, and I needed supervision anywhere, and most kids do. So definitely keep these tips in mind as your child is heading into fall break. And then there's lots of other breaks happening after that. There's Thanksgiving break and just all of the holidays coming up. So definitely be mindful. But Trooper Davis, yes, go ahead.
I was about to say it's a money spending season, so get ready.
That's another thing. That's another thing we'll have to get into. But Trooper Davis, thank you so much for sitting down and just talking with me about all these safety tips all the time. And today, we appreciate it a lot. But stick around. We'll be